So he called the boys and said, look, I'm going to give you another chance to right the wrong. When you hear the music, just go on and do what everybody else doing. Just go on and do what's popular. Look around. And I imagine those that bowed was getting even lower to the ground. Like, we don't even want to. Could you imagine them three Hebrew boys standing up? If you done bowed down, you probably slide. No, you don't want nothing to do with them. But they still didn't bow. The king said, don't just heat up the furnace. Heat it up 7 times hotter than it's normally heated. I want to make an example out of them. So they heat it up and they get the king's men of valor to take up the Hebrew boys to put them in the furnace. And while they taking them up, the fire burns them up. They throw them boys in. And Nebuchadnezzar probably is listening for some screams. Oh, come on, y'all. I'm about to get on into it. Because you can't put fire to flesh normally and folk not holler. Wish I had a little light up here. I can do a demonstration today. I could take some of our bravest saints and let her put a little fire to you for the sake of demonstration. They gonna holler. But imagine Nebuchadnezzar sitting on his throne and he ain't hearing no hollering. This ain't normal. So he gets up, or he looks in, and he said, did not we cast 3 in? God will get in the fire with you. Yet I see 4. And the 4th looks like the Son of God. Don't look like these images we serve, and don't look like these gods we serve. Looks like the Son of God. Called them boys out of the fire and said, there is no God that deliver like y'all God. I'm making a decree. Anybody talk against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego gonna have trouble with me. God made King Nebuchadnezzar their footstool. Just don't bring them out the fire, but I want them promoted. I want them to receive an upgrade. Oh, Lord. The whole key to them getting the upgrade was a refusal to bow down. If you serious about your supernatural increase, if you serious about your better, if you serious about your upgrade, notice I keep making it personal. Your upgrade, see, you can't stop me from getting my upgrade if I do right. Based upon all that, look at somebody and tell them the subject. Don't bow down. Look at somebody else and tell them don't bow down. Look at a person and tell them, I know things are coming at you, wanting you to bow, but shout to them, don't bow down. Tell that to 3 folks. If you can tap them and tell them don't bow down. Don't bow. God, I wish I had about 50 excited folk that didn't mind telling a couple of more folk, whatever you do, don't you bow down. I know you're going through, but don't you bow down. Don't you bow down. Don't you bend the knee. Don't you bow. Don't you worship it. Don't you sing to it. Don't you tap to it. Don't you. Be seated. Let me deal with it just for a moment. What's the subject? What's the subject? What's the subject? Make no mistake about it. Just like it took something in Daniel chapter 3, it's going to take something in our day and time for us not to bow down. Bowing down to that which is 3 things. Number 1, bowing to what is wrong. Don't bow to what's wrong. Don't give in to what's wrong. Wrong is sometimes popular, but don't give in to it no matter how popular it seems to be. Understand that it's popular when you refuse to bow down to it because you have stamped wrong on it. See, when you stamp wrong on a thing, it doesn't matter how popular it may be. if you deem it wrong, you don't want anything to do with it. It is also wicked. Don't bow to what is wicked. Don't bow to what is wicked. Going to take something. Because in time past, many of us have proven to our enemies that we can be pushovers if enough pressure is applied to us. Some of us have proven that we will bow if the right people ask us to do it. Yeah. See, that's the reason I always teach y'all. It matters who opinion you value. See, when you don't value somebody's opinion, they can say something about what you're doing or not doing. But if you don't value their opinion, it goes in one ear and out the other ear. Yet it's totally different when you value a person's opinion and they say, why are you doing such and such? You may have a second thought as to why am I doing this? Because they are not in agreement with what you're doing. But see, I come to teach the church this morning that we should not bow to that which is wrong, to that which is wicked, or to that which is sinful. I can't bow to it. Especially when you have been taught better. But again, Nebuchadnezzar applied pressure to folk. And Nebuchadnezzar, from a historical standpoint, at this time, was very powerful, very rich, and very famous. And see, we're going to sit there like, Pastor, what they got to do? That don't mean that. You know good and well, some of us, we will listen to certain people because they are very rich. Because they are very famous. Come on. See, I didn't even get that. I got a few real quiet amen. But you know some people listen to folk because they feel they're rich. Notice I said feel they rich. See, everybody that society tries to make us think is a billionaire may not be what society wants us to think they are. See, in the world of advertisement and selling and branding, they know certain folk are not going to follow people if they don't look like they got nothing or they really. That's the reason some folk go out of their way to pretend that they have certain things because they want your attention. They want you to think there's something that they're not. And this is the reason entertainers will lease cars in their videos and so forth, things they don't own, trying to make you think they are all that. Oh, Lord, because they know you will listen. Some folk, the only reason they listen to certain people is because of how rich and famous they are. Certain women in here, you listen to certain women with their talk shows because of how popular they are. Even though you know what's coming out of her mouth is filth. Care how rich she is. Care how popular she is. Because Nebuchadnezzar in the text has made an image. He has created an image out of gold. And I don't dare want you to think they talking 10 karat, 14, 18. He talking pure gold. This man had it going on. Just to look at this thing probably was no doubt just stunning. And again, because he's an idol worship, he is dedicating this image to his gods. See, before you say something is all right, you need to do your research. You don't just need to do natural research, you need to get in the word. You need to be prayerful because some of us call a thing okay, but we don't know its origin. Oh, Lord. See, if you showed up that day, you may say, well, what's so bad about this image? Who he has dedicated it or who he's about to dedicate it to. Because Nebuchadnezzar is about to dedicate this thing to his gods. Lowercase g. Because Nebuchadnezzar is in truth polytheistic. He worshiped many gods. The Hebrew boys are monotheistic. They only worship one God. That's Yahweh. Oh, let me dive in. See, some people who believe in the worshiping of many gods, when you put your foot down and let them know, I will only worship Jesus, they think something wrong with you. I said, they think something wrong with you. When you boldly decree that I worship Jesus and him only, and if it does not bring glory to his name, I don't need to have anything to do with it, folk gonna call you crazy. They'll try to argue with you about why are you not doing certain things. I only worship Jesus. We don't worship images. I want to make that clear. We don't worship images. We don't worship men. We reverence pastor, but we never worship pastor. Any pastor that wants people to worship them is a false or pseudo pastor. You don't worship men. You don't worship preachers. You don't worship singers. You don't worship entertainers. Some of you ain't even clapping because you done bought into this stuff that it's okay to worship men. See, that's that lie. That's that lie the enemy done told people. Making them think the only way to be happy is that you got to indulge in this and you got to do this and you got to do that. But see, the enemy is lying. He's a deceiver. Because I represent a person who is very saved and I am very happy. Yes, I am. I am enjoying life being a true worshiper of Jesus. Some of you don't have to give me your fake claps. You can keep your patty cakes because I know when it comes to you, you think we are bored, but you're just deceived. It does not take living a life of sin to be happy. No, it does not. I wish true worshipers that are happy, that are blessed, would represent God. Stand to your feet. Give him some praise. Let people know I am happy. Away with that lie. I'm going to expose that lie. I am blessed. I am glad to be saved. For about 10 more seconds, give God a big hand to praise. All you happy and saved folk. Be seated real quick. Be seated real quick. That's the lie. Because you can't hide out in the church. Sooner or later, something is going to try to make you bow. I hear you talking all that in the church, man of God, woman of God. But I'm going to apply some pressure to get you to bow.